So it's Friday morning. We're in just outside of Winfield, Missouri, and we're looking at lock and dam number 25. We came over here so that we could hopefully see some bald eagles, but I don't see any flying around. But it's still a pretty area. Just a beautiful day. That's the mighty Mississippi. So here we are at Sharon and Mike's. It's Saturday morning, just before Thanksgiving. It's about 55, 60 degrees outside. And it is just an absolutely beautiful day. In Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Actually, we're just outside of Kiefer. And this is their property. 10 beautiful acres. Beautiful rolling hills. Just a gorgeous area. Just a picture perfect day.
In the form of black gold for those fortunate few who were the movers and shakers of the oil patch.
Sure. Getting a shot of the big boy here.
And the Oklahoma prairies were dotted with oil derricks.
There we go, we're good.
Jacks, small oil towns and camps. On the other hand, Frank Phillips, affectionately called Uncle Frank, had developed a love for the excitement, imagination, and adventuresome spirit of early America and the American West. He loved the vast expanse of the prairies and the natural beauty of the Osage Hills, especially the huge rock cliffs overlooking Clyde Lake that would eventually become the site he chose to build his beloved Willow Rock Lodge. Through the drilling of hundreds of oil wells, Uncle Frank developed strong friendships with the Osage Hills, and in fact was honored as the first white person ever adopted into the Osage tribe. Although the majority of his business was conducted in the east, Frank's heart was in Oklahoma. He had already built a home in Bartlesville for his family, and after being unable to find the ideal location for a country home in the Northeast, he realized the place he had been searching for to entertain on a grand scale was right here in the Osage Hills. He visualized a place where he could relax, as well as entertain friends and business associates. You can experience the passion that Frank Phillips felt as you toured the grounds that he loved and the ranch and museum that he created. Originally, the ranch was called the Frank Phillips Ranch and adopted the FPR brand. The name Willow Rock was actually coined for the Lodge Ranch House from the three natural elements from the Osage Hills: the woods, lakes, and rocks. It was the perfect name, and so unique. Eventually, the whole ranch became known as Willow Rock. In addition to cattle and a string of fine horses, Uncle Frank brought in 500 wild and domestic animals from all parts of the world to live in safety behind the 8-foot-high fence that enclosed his ranch.
Either the bison. Yeah, they're right out there.
Yeah, they are.
5 species of deer, Texas longhorns, Scotch Island cattle, zebras, water buffalo, camels, Sardinian donkeys, and a kangaroo. He had 90 buffaloes shipped from Pierre, South Dakota to Woolaroc in January of 1926.
Quite a few.
The blackjack wooded hills were abundant with wild turkey, quail, waterfowl, along with small game, such as rabbits, squirrels, foxes, and raccoons.
I don't think I've seen this
Big
many
game,
animals.
such as white-tailed deer and elk, wandered across timbers and river bottoms. And black bears shared the forests with other predators, such as cougars, bobcats, and timber wolves. Today, Woolaroc is home to more than 700 animals, including buffalo, deer, elk, longhorn, and Brahma cattle, water buffalo, llamas, Scotch Highland cattle, goats, and many native species.
I'm good.
As most of the animals roam freely,
I'm good.
visitors may not see all the species on their first visit or on any given day. The general opinion is that this variety on each visit to Woolaroc is what makes the experience unique and creates the desire to return again.
Oh, raisinets.
When you reach the main grounds,
Hot and
be
fresh.
sure to take time to explore the Woolaroc
Are you going to feed
Museum
us?
that opened in 1929 and the lodge that was constructed in 1925 to 1927. Other original structures are the bunkhouse
There's a big guy
gallery,
on the left there.
located next to the lodge,
Yeah.
and the stone dairy barn
Just snoozing
that
away.
now houses the petting barn.
I don't know if you can get a
Members of the
picture
staff and
pretty.
volunteers
Too
are
dark.
on hand to tell the exciting story of these facilities and the early
Oh,
Woolaroc
it's
happenings.
too dark.
The Woolaroc Museum began
That's
as a
what's nice
simple
about
one-room
digital.
stone hangar
You just
of the famous
eliminate it.
Woolaroc airplane in 1929. Over the years, the Woolaroc Museum has developed into a world-class American cultural
Just having
and
some
Western
alone time
museum
over there.
that shares a rich heritage that is told through a collection of
bad
some of
at
the
Ethel.
finest Western art,
told Susie
artifacts,
something.
and American Indian
believe
cultural
it.
items.
Yes.
So embarrassing.
This collection
that
includes works
She
of
saw me.
Russell Moran, scores of famous artists.
Wow, look at this dude.
Unique
Wow.
to the Woolaroc Museum
Yikes.
are a complete collection of
Wow.
bronzes by sculptor Joe
Bet you
Wheeler,
he could chase someone
a
down.
What kind of
gun
bull that
collection,
is.
and one of the finest collections of Navajo Indian blankets. The Woolaroc Lodge was the first facility constructed on the ranch. It was constructed of Arkansas pine,
He's huge.
beginning in
Yes.
Wouldn't want him
1925
chasing me.
and completed in
No, not with
1927.
those horns.
The lodge is an
He's horny.
8-bedroom ranch
Very.
that reflects the simple beauty and ruggedity that Frank Phillips loved. Adorned with animal heads, one-of-a-kind items, memorabilia from the rugged beginnings of Oklahoma, the lodge is a testimony
He
to
lost
the
an
lifestyle
ant.
of the
lost
Oregon
an
One
River.
right here in the grass.
Yeah.
Life was an adventure
That's about all you
for
could
Frank
see is
Phillips, and his beloved ranch was his retreat, conceived at a time when even the basic aspects of everyday life were less predictable. He enjoyed simple, natural pleasures at Woolaroc. The land, the history, the people.
There's another one over there.
Oh, here's the line. Yep, Bill Curtis, right here, narrated.
I recognize his voice.
I know you do.
When they're out running around over there. Wow, that's cool.
There's a big buffalo or some sort.
Oh, yeah. It's a biggie.
Not a buffalo, but a
Yeah, there's more
bovine of
of
some
them.
sort. There's the haunted grove.
And they got pumpkins on.
Critters hanging in the trees.
Yeah. Skulls on the trees. Oh, wow.
Big water buffalo.
There's a
Hi, sweetie, can you smile? That's a good boy, girl. Boy.
Whatever.
Thank you. Boy, they're big.
Yeah, they're big.
Wow.
And then there's these little deer here.
Oh, look at these little guys.
Nice legs.
He is just so...
I know, I'm
He's after
moving.
something.
Yeah, it must be good.
This deer's looking at us.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
I got a big dog.
Onward?
Onward.
oh, here comes a guy.
No, I have no food for you. Yeah, you look like you want
Hey, little buddy.
Oh,
Got it
they
right.
saw me. Oh, maybe these guys maybe one broke long ago. Maybe it's that calcium and phosphorus deficiency in the soil here.
That was someplace.
Blueprints,
Okay.
and I built the red and white car. I have a better way to build the front of it and an axle and everything up there, but other than that, it's very much the same. I think the engine's out 2 inches further on this car than that one,
Really?
out from the center line of the rear axle. But,
How long is this from?
well, what they usually measure is the wheelbase.
Okay.
Center of this to the center of front wheels, and that's 200 inches. And these cars vary from 170 to the maximum you can have in the racing associations we're with is 225. But I can't get a 225
Oh my gosh, yeah.
incher.
Yeah.
I couldn't build it on this table. I built a 210 for a guy. This car right here,
Uh-huh.
I built it here on this table. And he insisted it be 210, so I had to add on to the end of the table. So I had
Wow.
a temporary deal out there so I could have enough table length to make it 210. But, and of course, that red and white car that we had at Indy had a Chevrolet in it.
Uh-huh.
And that's this little car here. And I built this with a Chrysler in it. A bunch of notes on there. For different changes I've made and things I've made different for other people.
Cool. Very cool. Wow.
So this is your typical early blown Chrysler engine. It's a 1956 Chrysler engine. It was 354, and it's bored 60 over, makes it 365. It's
Okay.
pretty much a small engine, but it's all we need to.
Well, it's not much of a, to pull around. Wow. Very cool.
Thank you, thank you.
Very cool.
I got to thinking this
I better
table
go
over
find my
here.
walking partner. Very nice,
Did
Mike.
you see this table that Sharon made before you go?
No. Oh, a bar stool. A bar table. Yeah. Cool.
Hey Ed,
Yeah?
I meant to show you. She made a collage of all the. But I got to think about that last night. I bet you didn't notice that when you were looking at this table.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't.
Like that guy.
No, that's definitely me.
Very cool. What a neat
It's a little slimmer then.
memorabilia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, from time to time we sit out here and have a beer.
I can see why. This is such a cool shot. I really like
Isn't it?
this one. Yeah.
She was just a little kid.
I'll be back in a little bit.
All right, we'll be
How
around.
far we're gonna go?
Down the
Go down
driveway.
Down the driveway. Can't miss her.
This picture was also taken at Indy that year. That is the car we ran in the final for the money. That's Savelli right there.
Okay.
With
Yeah.
his dreadlocks and
Yeah.
bullshit. Told him to dress like some sort of gay person. But Anyway, it's a
That is awesome.
lot of interesting pictures that she picked out to
Yeah,
put under
put
there.
in there.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, it just covers so much.
Yeah. A Lifetime, but it doesn't have any pictures of this car in there because that was built after all of this was done. This photograph right here, this is at Green Valley. My old dragster, maybe 1963 or 4, something like that. And that photograph was what the guy used to do this painting that I've had since back in those days.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And of course, I hung on to that all these years.
Understandably.
Yeah, that's pretty tricky deal.
Wow. Was that a big block Hemi that was in there?
That's the same
Same.
as this.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a. We ran, even back in those days, we ran the 354 blocks instead of the 392s because they're 30 pounds lighter.
Oh.
Yeah, and that makes a difference.
And I suppose you had to run the big Hemis. It's in a entirely different
Well,
class.
that one had a stroker in it. It wound up being 398 inches, so it would run as good as the big motors.
Well, that must have just about made you an instant hero in school back in '58
Mm-hmm.
to have you get ink
Mm-hmm.
on a car that you built and you were what, 16?
I started when I was 16.
16?
Took 2 years to put it together. Helped for my dad and friends, and my uncle had a body shop, so he painted it for me, stuff like that. Tough to do that stuff alone.
Yeah.
That's my only buck I ever killed. That's the Texas deer.
You name him?
No, I never have.
Oh.
What would you call him? Buck?
I got one downstairs that, yeah, one's Buck and the other one's Roy.
Buck and Roy.
Buck and Roy. Buck and A.
Buck and A, yeah. I'm going to say. That big photo of the yellow car, that was taken at the first California reunion. That was who we won.
There we go, get the light on.
And ironically, you see the chubby guy with his hand on his hip behind him? That's who owns the car now, or who has the car.
Oh, really?
Algar still technically owns the car, but that guy, Bob McCrae, he's an engine builder out there. And he's the guy that operates the car, builds the engines, and does all the work and everything like that. That car's still running, and it's still got that paint job on it that Charlie did
Wow.
over in Broken Arrow when they lived over there.
What's the story behind the black and white?
It's a, you get the glare off of it.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of cars that were at Houston in 57 or 8, I believe. And over the years, I've managed to get some of those people to actually autograph it for me.
Great idea.
Yeah. So a bunch of them are dead. Bobby Langley's gone, and Ed Mabry's gone, and some of the other people that I knew. Eddie Hill's in this car in the foreground, and of course he's so well known you can't even talk to him anymore. But
Oh, really?
kinda tried to a couple of times after I got back into drag racing. See if you remember me. I couldn't even get the guy to talk to him and give me his time of day. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So, but, there's a little bit of everything up there.
I was telling Debbie about this picture.
In the cold.
Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, Mike was complaining. I said, about the cold. He said it was just freezing that day. It was 40 degrees.
That's a little cold for us to be out running a race car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Generally think of that as just a summertime sport.
Yep, for sure.
Where was this picture taken? I have to get the glare off of it there.
What, that big one up there? Or which one?
Yeah. Start at the top, if you don't mind.
Well, the top picture was our first Junior Fuel car. That must be probably 1989, and that's at Phoenix Firebird, Phoenix, Arizona. A big nostalgia race they had there, which we managed to luck out and win. I still have the old clipping from National Dragster that had the picture of us in there. It's old and faded. Here's a couple other pictures. The one with me and Charlie, and that's Savelli in the yellow hat behind me. That was just one that somebody took down at the big end after we raced each other, I think. And I think that was at Noble, south of Oklahoma City. And this, I know this picture was, because we won whatever it was we were doing over there. That's me and Savelli and Charlie and his partner Ron Ushery.
Man, how many cars have you built over the years?
I don't
You
know,
ever
quite a few.
try to tally them up?
No, not really. I don't have a number.
I was not going to believe this.
It's so much junk. I can't remember where it all is. I knew where that one was.
So you just pull the cable, it pops the pin, and the chute deploys, huh?
Well, there's a handle right here.
Okay.
You get the handle in it, pulls the wire out of there. Of course, this is gone. This is what you keep on the chute around the pits and everything like that, just to make sure it doesn't get deployed by accident.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things we do in the staging lanes, when he's in the car and belted in and he's not squirming around a whole lot, then we pull this pin out, and then the thing's armed, essentially. It'll come out when you want it to, that way.
Okay. Yeah, I see how that works now.
Yeah, he's got two handles on this side. The parachute, which you push forward to deploy, and the fuel shutoff valve, which you push forward to turn the fuel off. So that way everything goes the same direction when you're in shutdown mode, especially if you're in a hurry because something went wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
So to keep it simple, we do that.
The hot seat.
Oh, yeah. Pretty simple, really. You ought to get you one of these. You'd enjoy it.
I have mentioned that. I told Debbie, I said, if I ever strike it rich, I said, I'd probably be at the strip racing.
Obviously, you don't have to be rich, because I'm doing this on Social Security. No shit.
Well,
This is where about half of my Social Security check goes towards my hobby, and the other half goes to, you know, help with the bills and stuff. But this is a Social Security deal. And I made enough money building other people's cars to go ahead and buy the tubing and build this car. And scrape an engine together and stuff. But this ain't an expensive deal the way we do it. Can be if you want to run big time NHRA and stuff. That's going to cost you $5 million a year, but this doesn't. And we have a hell of a good time.
oh, I bet you do. Yeah. How do you spell excitement?
Yeah. Well, you've been with us to the races, you know, it's pretty. You know, you're serious when you're doing it, and when you're done, it's time to have a beer.
Yeah, that's for certain. Gotta stay focused.
That's what it's all about.